Okay, mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, guys. So here's the deal. I just started using Linux. I was a Mac user for years, and before that, I was a Windows user, and before that, I was a DOS user, way back in the day. So anyhow, I'm going to try to figure out how to install the first application besides um, OBS, Firefox. Well, it came with Firefox. I didn't have to install that. Let's see. Whoops. How do I make the text bigger so y'all can read it? Preferences. I know there's a way to do it. Let's see. I did it the other day. There's actually a shortcut. Darn it. If anybody knows the shortcut of how to make the text larger in console, I'd appreciate it. Because I'm trying to make it big enough so people can read on the screen so they can see what I'm typing. And they'll be able to tell me what I'm doing wrong. Let's see. Scroll. I thought it was Command Plus. I mean, not Command, Control Plus. Maybe it's Control Shift Plus. There we go. Well, it makes the box bigger. Let's see. That might be a little bit easier to read. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. I'm only a couple days into this, so I'm going to need everybody's help. Anybody who's used this before or knows how to use it. What my goal is tonight is that I'm taking a free course to learn Python coding. There's this thing online that you can do, and it's supposed to teach you how to code, start to learn coding in Python. But in order to do that, I need to install Python 1. Somebody told me that it should already be installed on the computer by default in the operating system, but I don't know, so I'm going to figure that out. And then after they said that you figure out if Python's installed, you have to download something else. Not a compiler, he said. Something. We'll figure it out here. So first things first, let me bring up Firefox here. Make it a little smaller. And I put the instructions in a little bit ago. Let's see. Not the instructions, but the question. And I watched a YouTube video, but the YouTube video was so confusing. I didn't know what in the world I was doing. Okay. Let's go to Google. How to install Python on Linux Mint. Okay, according to this AI, it says Python 3 is generally pre-installed on modern Linux versions. You can verify this and install it if necessary by using the following steps. Open the terminal and type in sudo app update. Easy enough. It's asking for my password. Okay, and then it says 7 packages can be upgraded. Run app list upgradable to see them. All right, app list upgradable. Okay, so Firefox, Intel something microcode, lib content, lib Python 3. Okay, so that's, and then Python 3 minimal and Python 3. So then what do I do? All right, seriously, I'm gonna have to do this. All right, Python 3 version. Okay, so it says here that I'm running Python 3.123. Okay, the next thing that it tells me to do is sudo app install Python 3. I thought I did that already. Sudo Python Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. We have it installed. Wait a minute. I shouldn't have to do that. It did say that there was a whoa. This is the Linux app command. This acts as a wrapper for apt. apt. Bear with me. I'm going to make it larger so you guys can read this. Let's see if we can get this to a better size too. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I just blew it up a little bit bigger, so hopefully that makes sense. Okay. That doesn't help me at all. I'm assuming that it's installed, but the one thing that I don't understand what I'm supposed to do now is said that 7 packages can be upgraded. Run app list upgradable to see them. Okay, I did that. Now what? All right, let's go back to Google. How to upgrade packages Linux Mint. Upgrade packages Linux Mint can be done through Upgrade Manager or through the terminal. Upgrade Manager, launch the Upgrade Manager. I know how to do that, but I just ran it a few minutes ago and it didn't say that there was anything that could be upgraded. But when I ran terminal, it says that there is. Okay, here's one I may have missed. This may be... Okay, let's go to sudo app upgrade. Sudo app upgrade. Hey! Hey! It worked. All right. Okay, so my thing is that I typed in sudo app update. but I really needed to type in sudo apt upgrade. All right, we'll take note of that. Okay, it says you may be prompted to confirm the upgrade and enter your password. It didn't ask me for my password, I don't think, on that one. Cleanup option. After upgrading, you can remove any no longer needed dependencies with sudo apt auto remove. No longer needed dependencies with. All right, let's do that. I think that's just cleaning. Oh, wait, I didn't see that. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay, so there it goes. At the very bottom, it's saying 28% Firefox is updating, or upgrading, sorry. See, that's so interesting. I'm going to have to learn commands or the whole terminal thing much better, because when I ran the program to update the stuff, it said everything was updated. But when I ran terminal, it says that it wasn't updated, that there were 7 upgrades. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe there's a difference there. Update and upgrade. I don't know. Either way, I think it's a good thing that I did that, because one of the, I guess you call it an app. I don't know if Python is an app. That was on the list of things that needed to be upgraded, along with my web browser. So I don't know if I'm going to need to shut down my web browser and restart it after this. It's doing it kind of slow though. Let's see. Because I have pretty good internet back here in this room. What's up, True Cat? Are you going to help me? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go. I'm having to Google everything. This is only my... Well, honestly, I've had Linux for about a month, but this is only like the second week that I've played with it. And the only thing that I've done to this point is browse the web, check my email, downloaded a few apps through the app installer. I haven't done it through terminal. I've done it through the app installer, because I did try to install something through the terminal, but I couldn't figure it out. I ran through, I said install, such and such program, but I don't know. It said it installed, but I don't know where it went. I have no idea where it's at. Oh, there we go. Update versus upgrade. Update is updating the repositories. Upgrade upgrades all the packages. Interesting. Okay. So that's probably why when I ran, here, I'll bring it up. When I ran this, accessories, update manager, that's what it was. This is what I ran the first time, I believe. No, wait, see, now it is doing something. I must have, what in the world? When I ran this the first time, it didn't say that anything could be updated. Oh, but wait a minute. That's going back to what you said, update versus upgrade. This says update manager, and I did upgrade through terminal. Okay, terminal's still going. Let me close the update manager and run it again, open it after I let the terminal do its thing. Because maybe they're... Okay, it's done. All right, let me open update manager and see what it says. Now. See, there it goes. So those two do kind of go together. Okay, run applist name to search install packages. Update manager upgrades. Oh. Okay, so what I'm trying to find out is if I have Python installed, and if I have it installed, is it the most current version? Because the whole goal of this is for me to be able to take that free internet class to learn how to what do you call it? Code, I guess, code in Python. Because what I'm trying to do long term is learn how to do Python, and I think the other one is Java. Because what I'm trying to do is add some stuff to my website. But what I have to do is pull information from other websites to bring it to my website. Okay, so let's go run app list, and then I guess Python 3 would be what I put in. Okay, it says, wait a minute, my picture, I think my camera might be in a bad spot. Let me move my face up here so people can actually see. There we go. Okay, I typed in app list Python 3 listing done. I don't even know what an EFI file is. I have no idea. Okay, let's see. Okay, so apparently we got Python installed. Now, there was something else. Let's go back to Google. How to install and run Python on Linux Mint. Okay, Linux Mint typically comes with Python 3 pre-installed. You can verify this and run it by doing the following. And I think we already did that. Python 3 -- version. Okay, we did that. Okay, 3.12.3. And then Python 3, if Python 3 is not installed, do this. To open Python interactive shell, type Python 3. Easy enough. Okay, it says Python 3, main August 14th, 2025. The time on Linux. Type help, copyright, credits, or license for more information. Okay, and then type print hello. Okay. Type that. Oh, okay. So I guess that's, I don't know if that's something that Python did or not, but okay, it says run a Python script. Create a Python file, open a text editor like Xid, the default on Linux Mint, and save a file with the .py extension. For example, my script.py. Add Python code, write your Python code in the file. For example, user bin Python 3 print. This is my first Python script on Linux Mint. Okay, so I guess we don't need that other program that they were talking about. Update manager upgrades it. It took a while for me to learn if, okay. Press Control C to cancel any current running commands. Press Control L to quickly clear the terminal. Okay, Control C. Okay, it says keyboard interrupt, and then Control L. Whoa. Okay, what did I do now? What are those three little carrot-looking things? See, I'm used to seeing, whoa. All right, what'd you do to me, dude? All right, what happened to my thing? I'm hitting CD now to try to go back, but I can't. Or am I in Python now with that L, Control L? What is that? It's only when you're not in Python. Press Control D to exit Python. Okay. Ah, there it goes. Okay, so does that mean that Control L, I'm sorry, Control I Wait a minute, I'm confused now. How did I Control C, Control L? What? Control C to cancel any current running commands. Press Control L. Last time that I hit Control C, then Control L, it brought up those little caret thingies. So when those little caret thingies or those greater than signs were up there, does that mean that I was in Python? I'm totally confused now. Because I watched the video before I started the stream titled How to Install Python. And the guy in the video was using like a Mac or something, and he had to go to like python.org, download that, and then he left that alone, and then he went to another website and downloaded like a program, like a little box thing where you can write the code. So that's what I'm kind of curious about, is to see on Linux, instead of writing the code in that program thing that he downloaded, do you just do it in text editor? And if you do it in text editor, what then? Type nano god text. You already have the box. I already have that. How do I get to it? Or is that the text editor? I don't know. I have the regular text editor that Linux Mint came with. And I swear, I really did try. I searched YouTube. I searched YouTube for installing Python on Linux Mint, and all the videos were like 1 minute long, and it didn't really do that. Type in Python 3. Okay, so that means that we're in Python now. Let's see. Okay, so that's what's on my screen now. You have it. You already have it. Okay. Okay, so I'm good. I have Python. I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. Now, when the tutorial that I was watching, like the very first like 5 minutes of the class of learning how to do Python, he was like doing something, he was like doing the first command line, or not command line, the first programming line, and it was just like the most simplest thing, like to get the computer to print hello world or whatever. So I think what he typed was print this, and then I can't remember if he used the single quote or the double quote. Okay, so there it goes. It did work. But my question is that, not that I could do it now because I don't know what I'm doing, but once I do get to the point where I know what I'm doing and I write some code, like how would I go about saving it to a file or something? And then the way that it was explained to me is that, like, when you write code in Python and you want to apply it to like a website or something like that to do something, you have to have like the file. So is that where text editor come in? Or if I'm typing it right here on the screen, is there a way to save that? You can use single quote or double quote. Okay. So I'll probably just use single quote then, because that's like one less key thing that I have to press because it's easier. Okay, exit Python. You said Control D. There we go. Control. I remembered. Actually, I got my notebook right here, buddy. And I'm going to start writing this down so I don't forget next time. Control D is exit. That's exit Python. Type in quote. Command quote not found. Did you mean M quote? Try. I don't know if I should do that or not. You're typing in REPL, read evaluation print loop. Well, let me write that down. Hold on. REPL, read evaluation print loop. Okay, I got that. The reason I got my head turned is because I'm watching the chat over here on my left hand side on another monitor. I could bring it over. Let me see. Can I do that? Let me bring up YouTube over here so y'all don't think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. Y'all are helping me with this, so let me bring up YouTube over here so I can watch the chat at the same time. Okay. Let me turn the volume off just to make sure. Ooh, that's really small. Hold on, let's see. Control bigger. There we go. Now I can read it. Okay. So am I set now? Am I good? So like when I start to take that little online course, am I good to go just by typing in Python 3? So I can start writing my code there. But my question is, after I write my code, like he's going to, in the video, he like walks you step by step by step. He's like, type this. And he's kind of like teaching you all the different terminology and stuff. Do I save it through that? Type neofetch. Oh, I think I have to be out of this to do that. Whoa! What is that? Hold on, dude. What is neofetch? Neofetch. How in the world did you do that? What did I just do? That is so cool, though. What am I looking at? I mean, it's cool. It's got the Linux Mint logo and stuff, and it says the name of my OS, the computer name, the kernel, uptime, packages. I don't know what that is. Shell is bash 5.2.21. I don't even know what shell is. Oh, wait. Shell is the GUI, right? That's the how you interact with the kernel, I think, but I'm not sure. It says that I'm running Cinnamon 6.4.8. I don't know what WM is. Muffin. And the terminal is GNOME dash terminal. Computer is Intel Ultra. I don't have no idea what kind of computer it is. GPU Intel graphics. Okay. Memory 4970. I don't know what any of that stuff is. Okay, not knowing neofetch is crazy. You're gonna love Linux, bro. I tell you, dude, I've only been running. I downloaded Linux a month ago, but I used it like the first day and didn't know what I was doing, so I got scared and stopped. And then and then I watched some YouTube videos and started, learning it. And actually, believe it or not, terminal to me is more comfortable. I need to learn like all the different commands, but for me, terminal, I'm more comfortable in terminal, like goofing around with it, because I'm really old and my first computer was like a IBM clone and all we had was DOS. So we didn't have Windows. all we had was DOS, and I remember having to use DOS, like changing directories, creating files, creating folders, moving folders, all that kind of stuff. So I actually feel very comfortable in terminal. The only thing that I don't feel comfortable about in terminal is I don't know what all the Linux commands are and what they do. I downloaded a book, like it was called like Linux Encyclopedia or Linux Bible or something like that. And it listed all these commands and stuff like that. It had like a shortcut menu, or I'm sorry, a cheat sheet. And it just listed them. But I'm afraid to type any of them in because I don't want to mess anything up and have to reinstall Linux. Let's see. Yeah, Monster. That I agree with you 100% because I think that terminal, the way it was explained to me, and let me know if you agree or not, is that if something goes wrong, no matter what goes wrong, almost everything can be diagnosed and fixed in terminal. Like if a program isn't working correctly or a permission isn't working correctly, that what you need to do is just go into the terminal and you can fix 90% of the things in there. Hey Samuel, what's up, buddy? We're not streaming weather tonight. These folks are trying to help me learn some new stuff on the computer. I was streaming weather earlier today, but these folks are like really helping me out big time. I've learned so much just in like 3 minutes. I still don't really understand the whole Python thing. I mean, I know I'm going to have to learn about it and stuff like that, but like the one thing I don't understand, and it's maybe because I'm just dumb when it comes to this stuff and I don't understand Linux yet. Because put it this way, like say for example, I was going to write HTML for a website that I was making. Back in the day, you got to keep in mind that I'm really old. So back in the day, we used basically a HTML editor. It was basically just like text editing, and we would go in there and write our HTML, and then we would put it in the browser, run it, and hopefully it worked. And if it didn't, you would have to go back and try to figure out what went wrong or what you typed in wrong. Sometimes we would just upload it to our server and then run it. And then that way we could see how it looked, and then we could go back and fix the way it looked. Like say our text didn't look right, we could go back in and fix any corrections we made. So my question is that when I take this little course, this little online Python course, when I take the course and I type in my terminal Python 3, I get those 3 little carets or greater than signs, and I start writing my code out. Instead of writing it in there, should I be writing it in a application like text edit or another application? Because once I write it in Python 3, like say I type in a command or I write a little test program in that class, how will it be saved? Like, does it save it to a little text file or something that I can access later? Like, how do I go back and access it? Yeah, that's all I knew, man. That's all I knew was DOS. We didn't use Windows until I got into the Air Force. When I was a kid, all we had was DOS, and then Windows 3.1 I think came out, and my mother's business had a copy of that on one of their work computers, and that blew my mind. Windows 3.1, we were like, whoa, what the heck? We didn't know how to use it, but we learned, just by messing around. And back in those days, when you bought software, it came with like a book that was thicker than an encyclopedia. Nowadays, you buy all your software online. Oh, there we go. Slater or Slayer, 8727 says yes, you write it in normal text file. Okay, perfect. That's what I needed to know. So what I'll do is when I'm taking the little online course, I'll bring up text editor. I don't have to download that stuff that the guy was showing on the Mac where you have to download that thing. So I just open text editor that, and then I'm assuming that I save it as .p. I think it was py, something like that. Whatever I save it as, I think it was .py. Any text editor will do. Linux users will preach NeoVim and Emacs. Use py extension. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you answered it. Py. It is py. I wasn't sure. So let me write those two down. NeoVim, Neovim, and the other one was called Emacs. And save all files as .py or .py. Very good. Okay. You like Sublime Text 3? Let me write that one down. Sublime. Because I'm going to try all these out and see which one. Sublime Text 3. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, the NeoVim one is the one that has the big learning curve. Awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna start taking that class tomorrow. It's like a learn at your own pace thing. It's just online. It's all free. So I'm gonna start doing that tomorrow. I'll mess with the different text editors. If you guys want to or have the time to do it, and want to still help me, subscribe. And there's somewhere on there where you can hit notifications. I don't know where it's at. I thought there was like a little bell thingy or something, but I don't see it. Because I'm going to be doing this live like almost every night. Because I know that I'm going to need help from you guys. Y'all have already answered a ton of questions. Like that whole NeoFetch thing, I didn't know what that was. That's so cool. I'm going to run it again. I just like the way it looks. Let me clear it first. See, I do know one command, clear. Neo, F-A-T-C-H. That's cool. I don't care what anybody thinks. That's cool. I mean, I know like a couple months from now, it probably won't be that cool. But to me right now, that's cool. If y'all know any other cool commands like that, 1000% you use nano. Wait a minute, what's nano? Oh, when you're editing in the terminal. Okay, I got you. Actually, I better write that down. So nano, I've heard of that before. Nano in the terminal. For editing. I have seen that before because I remember when I watched the first YouTube video teaching like, command, I'm sorry, not command, but I guess terminal. He was saying, how to move directories and create files. And after he showed us how to make a text file, he went into Nano. And I went in there and did some editing just a little bit. If you're not sure if it's the Mint repos, but pfetch or fastfetch and plenty more also exist. All right, let's try pfetch. Okay, that one doesn't work. All right, fetch. Oh, I guess I have to install those. They're not installed. Learn Linux TV has some great videos. It's just called Linux TV. Linux TV. Well, one thing that we can do too is that you're not supposed to like use any copyrighted material when you're streaming, but if you're using it for like educational purposes or you're critiquing something, you're allowed to play a video. in your video, just as long as you give the person credit in your video description. If you give the person credit and you're doing either for educational purposes, a critique, and something else, you can do it, because a lot of people will go on there and do like, I've seen people do music reviews, and they don't get a copyright hit. So apparently it's okay. But again, you have to put in the video description that you're using it for educational purposes or something like that. I'll look into it, and what I'll probably end up doing is bringing up the video and watch it along with you guys. So if I get ready to do something really stupid, then you guys can stop me and chat and say, "Hey, dude, don't do that." You know. All right, I'm installing that fast fetch now. Unable to locate fast fetch. It says reading package list done. Building dependency tree. Reading state information done. Unable to locate package fast fetch. See, Arch, that scared me, because like when I was trying to figure out what when I was trying to figure out what version of Linux to use, I downloaded like 3 different ones. I downloaded Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and what was the third one? Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and some other one. I can't remember what it was. Well, then I was watching this video the other day of this lady. Apparently she's like big into Linux. That's pretty much everything that's on her channel. And she uses Arch. So I remember her kept saying like Arch this, Arch that. And I was like, what the hell is Arch? So I just typed in YouTube, like, what is Arch Linux? And like everything people were saying was like making me nervous, because they were saying like how hard it is to install. And when I installed Linux Mint and Ubuntu, it wasn't very hard at all. I just, I downloaded it to a thumb drive. I stuck it in there. I rebooted through BIOS or whatever, so it would boot to my thing, and it was a piece of cake. But I don't know. I guess some people have a hard time doing Arch. But one thing that I will say about Arch that I did like, just from the very little amount of time that I saw her video using it, is instead of the bottom of the screen where the I don't know what you call that, the bar or whatever, where you have your programs and stuff like that, the little shortcuts, hers was at the top, which is fine. I don't care either way. But the one thing that was cool is that, how you can switch to different desktops. Like if I was on this desktop and there's too much stuff, I could go to a second desktop. On hers, she had little numbers at the top, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever, and she could just click on the number and go to another desktop. I wish this had something like that, or I could figure, and it probably does. It's just that I don't know it that well yet to figure out how to do that. And then the other thing that she had was on her menu bar. She had like things installed on there, like she could see, like obviously you can see the clock on there, and then you can see like your little icons to see if Wi-Fi is connected. But she had a little script. She had something running on there that would tell her what the weather was and like news or something like that on her actual menu bar in her Arch. Arch is incredibly difficult to set up with no help. You have to follow the wiki or get a distro that's already set up, but based on Arch. Well, how do I switch if I'm using so I guess I'm using Linux Mint here. How do I switch workspaces, or do I need to set that up? Let's see. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Since I don't know what I'm doing, I'm scared to do things. It's like I click a button and hold my breath. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, what do I do? Bedrock Linux? No, I've never heard of that one. Yeah, I agree, Monster. I have not touched the setting yet. The only setting that I changed was in the terminal. I changed some of the colors only because I'm colorblind. Well, not like total colorblind, but like red green colorblind. And the colors that I changed it to make it easier for me to see. That's the only thing that I've changed. I'm using all the software that Linux Mint came with by default. I did download three things. I downloaded OBS because I knew I was going to be using that for streaming. I downloaded a program, the VLC program, so I could, because that's what I was familiar with for using audio files. I downloaded VLC, and I downloaded another program that could turn text into voice. And that's just because I use that occasionally for my YouTube channel. Like if I'm AFK, I'll put something into that and it will just read it. The beauty of Linux is that you can switch graphical environments. So it's a lot of this stuff you can also be done on any distro. See, that's another thing that I've heard people saying is that Linux is Linux. You know what I mean? If you're using terminal on one Linux distro or 100 different distros, it's pretty much going to be the same in terminal. The only difference between distros is that it's mainly to do with the shell, I guess. And I don't know even know if I'm using that terminology right, the shell, because what I'm trying to say is like the user interface, the GUI or whatever, the graphical user interface, like some of them are different, but I understand that some distros are specifically made for specific things. Like there might be a distro that's good for like admins or something like that. I guess that would be like a server one. And I guess there's one that's really good for like folks who are into like editing, like video editing and stuff like that. And I think the one that I'm using is one of the easier ones for folks who have maybe used like Mac or Windows in the past. This was very easy for me. I mean, it's got your programs on the menu bar at the bottom. It's got my little, if you want to call it a start menu, I mean, whatever you want to call it. The reason I like the start menu thing is because it sorts my applications into different categories. Like under Office, it's got the LibreOffice. It's got my ebook reader. Oh, that's another thing that I installed was Calibre, I think it's called, to store all my ebooks on there and organize them. So that's one reason I kind of like that. And again, I hope I don't offend anybody by calling it a start menu, but I don't know what it's called in Linux, but whatever that thing is called, that's kind of handy for me because if I'm looking for, say for example, I don't know where VLC got installed, I can pretty much guess that it's under sound and video, because that's, the kind of program it is. So it says most of the time the different distros are just different compilations of packages and package managers, plus different combinations of desktop environments. That's what I've heard. It's a lot of, I don't understand like the whole package thing. I haven't really got into that yet or learned the terminology of it, but I definitely, when I was looking at the different distros, like one of the main things was that it was more about the interface, like how you can use things. Like I noticed like some of it's just set up different. Like for example, like when I downloaded Ubuntu, everything was on the left-hand side of the screen. And I eventually figured out that you can move it by right-clicking on the bar. It would give you the option of moving it to the top, to the bottom, wherever you wanted to put it, you could put it. So if I wanted to make it look just like this, I could, within reason. Now, it didn't have like the little start menu thing. To get to all the applications, you had to click that little, I guess, that little 3-star thingy in Ubuntu. And what would happen was like all your programs or apps or whatever would come up on your screen. I didn't really like that too much. I prefer this over doing that. It did look cool. I thought it was like really neat to look at. Like to the eyes, it was really easy on the eyes. But when I did it, when I tried to look for an application or something like that, it was just easier for me to do it this way because that's kind of what I've used in the past. And eventually, I'm putting all my most used applications down here on the menu bar because that's kind of like what I was used to when I was running like Mac OS. It was all my stuff was on the bottom of the screen, and if I needed to open mail, I would just go to the bottom, and pick whatever application I was using. So anyhow, you guys are awesome. I'm taking notes here, and I really am taking notes. Y'all can see it, maybe see it here. Everything that you guys are typing in chat, I'm writing down because if I don't write it down, I'll forget. So now I can go back and check some of these things. Like tonight, after I get off, I'm going to download or look into all these different text editors because I'm kind of curious to see, I guess a text editor is a text editor. I don't know. The only text editor that I have currently is this. Let me see. Is this guy. I guess it's pretty hard to see with a black background, but I don't even know what it's called. I think it's just called text editor. Let's see. Let's go to Office. See, I don't even know what it's called. It's not under Office, maybe Accessories. Yeah, it's literally just called text editor. I guess it's the one that comes with Mint by default. And that's what I've been using. I haven't even used that LibreOffice thing yet. I haven't tried that out. I think I opened a spreadsheet just to see what it looked like. Let's open LibreOffice Writer or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to use this or if it's any good. It looks just like Microsoft Office, honestly. I mean, for the most part, it looks just like Microsoft Word. But it was free. Which is awesome. That's why I love it. That's the best part about Linux so far. Everything that I've downloaded is free. I can download all the apps I want, Like, if I was to do this in Windows or something like that, there's no way I could, buy all those things. All right, type nano. Let's see. Type nano and terminal. That's the text editing thing, right? Nano. There we go. Yeah, I've seen that. That's what that guy was using in the video to edit text. Let me move it over here a little bit. And then what he did is he would just, type whatever, and then he would go to Shift X, I think it was. Oh, maybe it was Control X. And then you type save modified, you hit yes. And then that's where you can just save it, test or whatever. But okay, now here's a question for you. I just saved it as test. Where did it go? Where did it save it to? So when I was in Nano, I saved that little bit of text thing as test, T-E-S-T. Where did it go? Did it go to documents? Is there a find command? Find test. I brought up test, but so where did that Nano document get saved to? LS. Oh, there it is. So it's under my personal folders. And that's one thing that I'm learning too is the file structure. Okay, so this is a whole another thing. The file structure kind of blew me away. Not blew me away. At this level of the file structure, I get it. My name is Dan or whatever. That's the user. That's me. And I'm on the Linux Mint I guess, the operating system or whatever. So under Dan, there's my Calibri library. There's documents, music, public. Now I have the test document, videos, desktop downloads, pictures, templates, and testing. I think that's when I was doing the learning how to create folders or whatever. I called it testing. Now all the stuff that in the hierarchy that's above me or below me, I guess it's above me, is like all the stuff that's yeah, there you go, SU. Exactly. You read my mind. Whoa. See, that's what happens when I put in SU. I know the password. I mean, I set this up. It says authentication failure. CD. Now I thought SU, the way I was able to get into the higher level, I think it was CD dot or something, or was it just dot or sudo? Yeah, like how do I get into the how do I get into, you know what I'm trying to say? Okay, sudo password root. It says password command not found. Here, let me clear it real quick. Okay, so let's go cd dot dot. Okay, there's home. See, again, I don't know what home means. Does that mean Dan's home? Here, let's put it Ella. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's home, and then Dan is inside home. I'm taking it. Oh, I'm sorry. I typed it wrong then. I'm sorry. I typed it wrong. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't need a new password. Okay, anyway, it updated successfully. So SU password. Oh, now it's different. What am I in now? Okay, root at Linux :/home. Okay, so home is my main directory. Okay, now let's try ls. ls Dan. But there's more than that in root though, isn't it? Like under root, shouldn't there be like all those other things? Control C to cancel any command. Oh, I see what you're saying. Back when I was doing the password. Okay, now you have administrative privileges that's what SU does. Now type SU Dan. And it brings me back home. Okay, so now ls is Dan. So then to get to all my documents and stuff like that, it's just CD, right? And then ls or ls-lh, I think. Something like that. That's the way to make it look easier or something. Because there was like, I don't know really the difference between LSL and LSLH. Or it, oh, because the difference. Okay, I see it now. The way the file size is showing up. Let me bring it back up. Okay, there we go. So to get back to root, that's when I use the SU command. Whoops. Okay, and then ls. But that's weird though, because, wait a minute. If I'm in root now, why does it show me the same documents that's in my personal under Dan's home? Oh, sudo basically lets you run commands as the root user. Okay, so L means long and H means human readable. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, CD. Whoops. All right, I don't know what I'm looking at there. Oh, okay. Shoot, now I forgot how to get back to Dan again. CD Dan maybe. CD dot dot. Nope. Control D. There we go. Yeah, I figured it out. Control D. That's what y'all told me to do in the first place. Okay. All right, so Control D gets me out of that. Okay, so if I go back to, oh, how do you find out hidden folders or something like that? Somebody told me that you could do that. Because like when I go to, here, let me bring up both. Because I've got some files in here, like for my website and stuff that I'm working on. So I'll bring it up side by side. Let me make it bigger. So now we got it side by side. Okay, so there's that test document that we made with Nano. Desktop documents downloads. Okay. LSALH. LSALH. Whoa. See, that's what scares me right there. All that stuff in there, those dot, bash, underscore, history, bash, dash, that scares me right there because that looks like something that I should never, ever mess with. Or LSA. Here, let me clear it real quick. See all that stuff, that X session errors and stuff like that, that's in white? I don't know what any of that stuff is with the exception of that test document that I made. Here, let me see. I was downloading something on another computer. Hold on 1 second. Blue is a directory, white is a file. So when you say directory, is that the same thing as saying a file? I mean, not a file. Damn it. I'm trying to get out of using the terminology from Mac OS. Blue is a directory. So instead of like on the other operating system that I was using, when folder, that's the word that I'm looking for. Is the word directory the same thing as saying folder? In a file is a file, like a text document or Excel spreadsheet or something like that. That's a file. But a directory, to me, that kind of sounds like it's a file. I mean, not a file, damn it. Why do I keep saying that? A folder. That's what I mean to say. Directories hold files and can hold multiple files. Directory equals folder. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. That's what I needed to know. Because that's what was confusing me. Like the folks in the how-to videos. And I think I did watch that Linux TV on one of them because that kind of reminds me of what he was saying. He was trying to explain the difference between a file and a directory, and that directory can kind of be used in the same terminology as a folder. Because I used to call everything folders. Like these yellow things up here, I would call those folders. But I think now I need to start referring to them as directories in Linux. Hey Sam, thanks for coming out, buddy. I'll be streaming weather, man, as it happens. It looks like we're going to be getting a lot of snow out in the west, out in the Rockies. So I'll definitely be seeing you, man. Thanks for coming out. Normally this is a weather channel, but now that we're getting into like techie stuff, I'm kind of doing more of that stuff because when there's really nothing going on in the weather, that's what I do. Normally I'm covering weather, but there's not a whole lot going on right now. This time of year, from now until about February or March, this is pretty much most of what I'm going to be doing, unless there's like some kind of major weather event, which I don't really see happening unless there's a blizzard or something like that. So if you guys would hang in there with me and helping me with this stuff, it would be awesome. Because what I'm planning on doing is that I'm really like this stuff. And the more that I get into learning Python and hopefully learning some Java stuff, because like when I stream, this one really cool thing that you guys probably think it's like old stuff, but to me it's new. It's this dashboard thing that I downloaded, and all it is like a .js file and an HTML file, and you go in and you can add like blocks here. I can bring it up, but it's gonna make my computer run really slow because I don't have a graphics card. I got that Intel integrated graphics, which I guess isn't that good. I got an expansion slot in my computer for a graphics card, but I don't have one yet. I just got the computer. It was like one of those cheap things that you could. It was on sale, but anywho, so here I can open it up. Let's go to downloads, and this is what it is. It's called Ham Dashboard, and it's just got this. Let me make it bigger. There we go. So what you do to edit it is you go into this config.js. Here, I can open it, I think. There we go. It's too small to read probably, but anyhow, it's just a Java config.javascript. And what I use it for is when I'm streaming weather, it gives me the option of having, let's see, 8, 12, 12 little blocks on the screen. So I can show like 12 different radars, or a combination of like maybe 9 radars, a camera for me, a graphic, and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to do is learn how to make those JS files, to modify it, and or learn how to read it and take an existing JS file and modify some things. Like for example, at the top of the screen, when you run the actual HTML, and I bring it up in full screen and put that as my on my stream. For example, at the top, the text, I don't like the way the text is. I don't like the font. I don't like the weight and the color. And I want to be able to go in and modify stuff like that. But I don't feel comfortable enough going into the JS file quite yet and messing around with that. You know what I mean? So I need to really learn what I'm doing. Directories folder is fine. Okay. So yeah, man, if you guys will hang out there with me, and again, I'm probably going to be doing this every night, probably almost every night. I want to do it every night. Some nights I can't. I have other obligations that I have to do, but what I'm going to do is like during the day while I'm at work or whatever, I'm going to be learning these things and taking notes, and then coming home and trying to do it on here, and then while I'm doing it, stream it. So, folks in the community can help me out. Because I mean, you guys, like I said, you guys have already, filled up half a page of notes here of what I've learned. And I probably forgot to write down like 5 or 6 of them. Like going into getting what was it called? The directory, that higher level directory, that sudo. I forgot to write that down, but any file with just a .in in front of it is a configuration file generally. So I don't think I had any of those. And at least it's not under my personal folder. Maybe it was under the sudo folder or whatever, the Big Daddy folder. Because I remember one time I was watching that one video on that Linux TV, and he was showing us how to get into the Big Daddy folder, whatever that thing's called. And that's where like the scary stuff was. like the bin folder and like the folder where all the important files are and stuff. That kind of freaked me out because I was like, oh my god, I got out of there as soon as I got in, and I was like, I'm getting out of here. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, bash RC. Like I forgot how I got in there. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure it out again. I don't even know if I can see it. Let's go ls. Oh no. Um no, that's not it. I don't think that's it. There was like a folder that was more, it had more than that, I think. Not more than that, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like if I went cd right now and then put in .linux mint, would that just open that directory? I'm kind of scared to do it. And then ls mint welcome mint update. See, now I've got into something I shouldn't get into, I don't think. All right, now I need to get out of this. What I need to do is just cd or cd ... or cd dan. Oh, the ones with dots in front of it are config files. All right, so crap, what did I do wrong? I thought it was cd and then my name. Exit maybe? There we go, exit, okay. Oh, cd squiggly line. Okay, so let me go cd. Let me test that again, hold on. Okay, so it's cd and then, I forget what that's called, cd squiggly line. I know there's a name for it, but oh, that's not it. Just exit. Let's see, there we go. Okay, now I feel good. See, once I know I'm back at home/Dan, that's when I feel a tilde. That's what it is, a tilde. That's what the guy was saying in the video the other night, and I was like, what is tilde? He kept saying type tilde, and I was like, I don't know what a tilde is. You know, it's frustrating the heck out of me, man. I was like, what's a tilde? I'm looking at my keyboard, and I'm like, so I had to go into like Google. I'm like, what's a tilde? And I didn't know how to spell tilde. It was killing me. I felt like such an idiot. I was like, oh my God. First, I don't know what it is. And second of all, I don't know how to Google for it because I don't know how to spell it. It was so frustrating. All right, root folder is tilde for root. So home/Dan is tilde for Dan. Oh, it stands for your home directory. Oh. So if I went to CD downloads, for example, and I wanted to get back to my home folder, I would just type in CD tilde. Oh, you're right. Okay, I got to write that one down for sure. So CD tilde equals return home. So if I get lost and I don't know where I am in the file system and I just want to get back to my home folder, it's cd space tilde. Here's another question for you. Oh, wait a minute. The $ means you're a regular user. So I'm a regular user, I guess. I thought I was an administrator or something. Because when I went to package manager, I don't think I've ever messed with the package manager, honestly. Maybe I have. So like I came across this. And when I click on my name, it says that the account type is administrator. And I guess I could change that to standard, but I don't think I want to do that. I want to be able to change everything. So root is the only non-regular user. It's also very important to know you know the correct commands for your package manager. See, I don't. I need to write that down too. Learn package manager. Commands. Okay. Oh, that's what SU stands for. Okay, I didn't even know SU stood for super user. So even though I'm not the root or whatever, I'm still considered, I can still become a super user. And to access the okay, so what you're saying is that to access the administrative privileges, you just type in sudo and then put in the password when it asks you to. Oh, wait a minute here. Okay. That's new too. I didn't know, because I remember, so remember when I typed this command earlier? Like, I think I typed in sudo apt update. And then I put my password in. Okay, it says all packages are up to date. Now, if I didn't put the SU in front of it and I just typed in apt update, I'm guessing it would do nothing. No, it actually did do something. I didn't type in sudo. I just typed in app update. Install a package, app install package name. To search for packages, app search package. Oh, wait a minute. I need to take a screenshot of this because you're typing it fast. Hold on, let me app install package name. Okay, I got that one. To search for a package, app search package. The name of the package, I guess. Upgrade installed packages, app upgrade. That's what I need to write down right there because I don't know that one, I guess. Yeah, you guys are killing it, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your time because I know y'all don't have to be doing this, and I really appreciate it. And I know some of these questions are probably like, y'all are probably like, duh, this guy don't know this, but it's really helping me out a lot because, like I said, this is only the second week that I've been messing around with it. And I've been scared to do anything besides, going to a web browser, look at my email, and try to get OBS running. That's all I've really been doing. Because I was scared. I was like, I mean, I know I could just like delete everything and reinstall Linux if I had to, but I didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a pride thing. It's kind of like, I don't want to fail, and I want to actually learn how to do this. To purge a file, app purge, remove the Oh yeah. I did that tonight as a matter of fact. When I was what was I updating or upgrading? I think I was upgrading Firefox or something like that. It said that it needed to be upgraded, and I ran the sudo app upgrade, and then it did what it had to do. It downloaded all the stuff, and then Google told me to run exactly what you told me to. Hold on one second. My dog. Hold on one second. Sorry, my dog was flipping out. I don't know what in the world he heard, but yeah, when after I did that download or upgrade, it told me to run um, that purge because I guess I'm not sure what it was actually purging. I don't know if it was deleting the old files that it upgraded, or if it was down, or if it was purging some files that it downloaded for the upgrade. I don't really understand, but I'm definitely going to write that down. Because the last thing I want to do is like fill up my hard drive with a bunch of junk in there that I don't need. You know what I mean? You know how like on some OSs, like you'll like in Windows or something, you'll install something and then you'll go through and delete it later. And then you find out later that you have all these like little pieces of what is left from that application. You know what I mean? Here, let me try this. And then type in man purge. No manual for purge. Let's see. Dang it. There we go. So there's the manual for APT. That's one thing that I need to get in the habit of doing is looking at the manual, because I did it for I remember like that first night when that guy was walking us through how to do nano. He didn't answer what I was looking for in there, and I remembered to go to the manual, and sure enough it did answer my question. I think the first time I did it, I didn't know what I was looking at, but so for example, let's see, auto remove. Auto remove is used to remove packages that were automatically installed to satisfy dependency for other packages and are now no longer needed as dependency changes or packages needing them were removed in the meantime. So auto remove, I think, is that the same thing as purge? So right above that, it says install, reinstall, remove, purge. Performs the requested action on one or more packages specified via regex, glob, or extract match. The request action can be overridden by specific packages by appending a plus to the package name to install this package or minus to remove it. Removing a package removes all package data, but leaves unusually or usually small modified user configuration files behind. In case the remove was an accident, just issuing an installation request for the accidentally removed package will restore it to its function as before. As purge. No, as before in this case. On the other hand, you can get rid of these leftovers by calling purge, even on already removed packages. Notice that this does not affect any data or configuration stored in your home directory. So here's the question. So is that saying that, like, let's just use Firefox for an example. Let's say I wanted to uninstall Firefox for whatever reason. And I type in, I don't know if I would have to do sudo, but I type in remove Firefox. Would that uninstall Firefox? And then if it does uninstall Firefox, then would I need to type in purge Firefox for it to look for any of those little packages that are left over? Like those little fragment files or whatever? Yeah, you're probably right. I am getting too deep into it. You're right. Sudo app remove Firefox. Yeah, monster. I think I am thinking too deeply in it too soon. I'm not ready for that yet. But it's fun to think about. You know what I mean? Because again, I don't want my system. I don't know if Linux slows down with the more you got on your computer. You know how like in Windows, and to a certain extent, Mac OS will slow down the longer that you use, especially with Windows. I mean, if y'all have ever used Windows, you know, the more junk that you get in your operating system or apps and stuff like that that you download, your system, people always wonder why their system starts to slow down over time. And that's what it was. I would have all this junk on my computer that was left over from applications or programs that I had deleted, and I left all this garbage behind. And that's what I was worried about with Linux, but Linux seems to be so much better as far as, you know, getting rid of the garbage, because that's why I wanted to get into terminal and figure out what all those little files were, because I was wondering like when you install a file on, or not a file, when you install an application or a program in Windows, stuff goes everywhere. Like you'll have like the program, but then it might install something in this folder, it might install something in that folder, and you just got junk everywhere. But that was one thing. Ooh, sorry, buddy. That was one thing that I liked about when I switched to Mac like a long, long time ago. It seemed like the application was like in one container, but it turns out maybe some files were modified somewhere else and put somewhere else, and that kind of, because I guess Mac OS was kind of built around Unix. That's what, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of like what I've been. That's what I understand, and it kind of does look like Linux in a way. You know, I know the GUI is a lot different, but there are versions of Linux out there that can make your GUI look like Mac OS. But um, MS. Well, that's what I used. That's what I used back in the day, man. That's all I had was DOS. The first computer that we had, that big old box that we had, um, it didn't really have. All it had was DOS. I can't remember what version it was. We're talking 1987, 1988, 1989. I don't know what version of DOS was out there then. And all we had was like not the little. I didn't have the CD. I mean, not CD. I didn't have the little disc floppy. It wasn't like those cool little ones. I had the big ones, not the big ones, not like the record size ones, but I think they were like 5.5 inch floppies. And like when I booted up the computer, it would boot up into DOS, and then from there you got the command line, and that was it. I mean, there was a few things that you could do, but if I all I wanted to do was play games anyway. You know what I mean? So like me and my friends would like give me some games on a floppy. Like we would go to school and exchange floppies, and then we would copy it at home. We would go into like, I forget how to copy a floppy, but it was like literally copy C colon something, and then your hard drive, and then your hard drive wasn't really a hard drive. I mean, it was a hard drive, but it was only like that big. It couldn't hold very much, so you had to be careful. So what you would do is you would type in the letter of your drive, usually being, it was usually D, I think. No, A. A was your floppy. A was your floppy, B was your floppy, and C was your hard drive. That's how, I can't believe now it's coming back to me. A drive was your floppy. If you were lucky enough to have two floppy drives, B would be your other floppy drive. C would be your hard drive. So if you had two floppy drives, you could copy the disk twice as fast. You would put your what you wanted to copy in A, then you would put your blank floppy in B. And so what we would do is I would put my friend's game in A, copy it to B, and then give him back his disk, and then I would have the disk with the program on it. And then I think to open it, you would, go CD A colon, and then direct dir, or was it just CD colon? I can't remember. But you would go A colon or CD A colon to get into the drive, and then to see what was inside, I forget what you would put. Maybe it was just dir. I can't remember. That was one of the greatest things, though, is when they, yeah, Duke Nukem. That's what it was. Those are the kind of games that we played. It was like Duke Nukem. There was a couple football games. One of them was called like 10-Yard Fight, I think, something like that. What was the one where you were like in the jungle or something? What was the name of that game? King of Persia, or Persian of King, or King of Persia, or something like that. I think it's still around, actually. And, obviously now it's like in 3D and stuff. But back in the day, you could play that on DOS. I remember that. And when my friend let me borrow it, it was a zip file. It was a zip file on a disk. And I didn't know what a zip file was back in 1988 or whatever it was. And I couldn't open the game. So I would like call him up. I'm like, man, what is this crap that you gave me on this disk? I can't even open it. And he was like, it's a zip file. And I was like, what's a zip file? And he was like, oh, you have to unzip it. And I was like, man, come on, man. Stop messing with me. I was like, I just want to run the darn game. Prince of Persia. Yeah, that's what it was. Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia. Yeah. Let's see if we can bring that up. We'll type in like, hold on. Let's see. Let's type in DOS, Prince of Persia. It was Persia, right? Prince of Persia? There we go. Retro games. Oh my gosh, can you actually play it? You can actually play it from the web browser. Can you believe that? Let's see if it loads up. To play this game in full screen mode, press Alt plus Enter. Press any key to continue. There it is. That's the game I could never get into because it was in a zip file. Here, now it is 40 years later, and I finally get to play it, or at least look at it. Because all the kids were saying how awesome it was. They were like, oh, you got to play Prince of Persia. It's so advanced. That's it. That's crazy. Let's see what other games they got on there. So they got the Atari 2600, the Sega, SG 1000, Nintendo. Let's bring up Nintendo just for the heck of it. I wonder if they got a list of games that you can play. Oh, yeah. They've got a list of games. Hold on, I gotta bookmark this website. This is awesome. Are you kidding me? Is this really gonna work? No way. No way. It even shows you what controls to use. Use your arrow. ZXZ. This is the game that I used to play in DOS back in the 80s. This is crazy. That's nuts. Wow. Anyhow, that's some pretty cool stuff. Um, do they really have a PS3 emulator? No, I don't even have a graphics card. I need to get a graphics card. No way, you can make games with Python? I thought Python was just for um doing stuff with the I guess you're right. Shoot. Hold on, I gotta bookmark this really quick. So let me get back on here. So are there any other before I start getting into using the text editor for Python, I'm going to try that tonight before I go to bed. I'm just going to do like the first like 15 or 20 minutes of it. Are there any other terminal commands that are handy that y'all can think of that would make things a little bit more um, that would be useful to like a newer person? The PlayStation emulator is called Duck Station. Oh, I gotta write that down. Duck Station. Make DR code. Missing. Wait a minute, that just put. Oh, that created a folder. Okay, I got you. Or slash, I mean directory. That's what I need to call it. Because as soon as I did it, it popped up. So let me make another one. Make code 2. Bam, there it goes. Let's see if it would make code 3. Can you type like, just keep going? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, ls dash lh. Yep, there they are. That's really cool. That's fast. Because I didn't have to go through and like right click, create, rename, right click. Now you can put all your Python code in there. Awesome. What if I wanted to, I know I can go into File Explorer or whatever it's called and delete those manually. But is there a way to delete one of those folders? Like if I don't need like all 5 of them, can you delete that? RM. Okay. RMDIR. And then we'll put code 5, code 4 to remove. Yep, there it goes. It removed them. So let's go I want to delete code 2 and code 3. And then run this again. And now I got a code. That's cool. So now what I can do is, wait a minute, is that in my downloads folder or is that just my regular Dan folder? Okay, that's my Dan folder. So now I can save all the, if I end up writing anything tonight with that tutorial, I'll save it to that directory. Right on. Now, one thing too that I'm kind of confused about is why is there a trash bin? Because I thought once you delete something in Linux, it's gone. Like, it's gone. Because like if we go back to my home directory and this test file that I made through Nano, it has an option to move it to the trash. So is that like a temporary directory where you can just store stuff before you decide to like really delete it permanently? I mean, that seems logical. I mean, that seems like that's what that would be for, but I'm not sure though. I guess that's the same on Windows and Mac OS with the trash bin. It's just a temporary place to put something. Yeah, that's what I was told. That guy on what was the name of that channel again? Linux TV. That's what he said. He said, you know, when you're in terminal or the command line or whatever you call it, when you're in there, when you do something, you better make sure that's what you want to do. Because if you do it, if you hit delete, it's really gone. There's no getting it back. So that's why I was kind of like, I don't even really want to mess around. I mean, get into the file system because I don't want to accidentally hit a button or something like that. I mean, I know you got to type, you know, really type in like remove directory or whatever. What was it? RMDIR. Let me see if it'll. Okay, so here's the question. So RMDIR is remove directory, but I've got that file on there called test. How do you remove a file? Oh, you typed it in before I could even ask the question. TEST. That's funny. You typed that in chat before the words even came out of my mouth. You guys are like psychic. That's funny. Because I was really wondering that. So to remove a directory, it's just RMDIR. And to remove a file, it's just, what did I type? RM and then the name of the file. So that's to remove directory. And then RM file name equals remove file. Look at that. I've got almost a whole page of notes now. Isn't that crazy? And this is all stuff that I didn't know. You know, I mean, I knew a couple little things, but all the stuff that's on that paper that y'all showed me tonight is new information to me. And then once I get into, I'm not going to stream the Python thing tonight because I got to make sure, because when I do stream doing it and I'm watching the videos, I want to make sure that YouTube doesn't like ban me or like give me a copyright hit. I got to make sure that I do it the right way and put the right things in the video description so I don't get dinged for that, because I know you're allowed to do it, but there's a way that you have to go about doing it. And I don't want to use somebody else's content and get in trouble for it. You know what I mean? I know it's like it's just a YouTube video. showing you how to do some things. But I know that you are allowed to put it on your stream. You just have to put the right things in the video description for it. So, like for example, like if we pull up YouTube right now, let's go to and type in like music reactions. Like if you type in like music reactions, there's people on here that are like reacting to like videos, music videos and stuff like that, and they're playing the songs. You can hear it, and they're playing like some of these are playing the actual videos, and they're not getting dinged. So I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna mute this really quick and see what they're putting. Let's see what they're putting. Let me scroll up so the video doesn't play, but let's see if they, okay, it says copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use. Those are the words I was looking for, fair use. For purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. No copyright infringement is intended. All rights belong to their respective owners. So that's pretty much what you got to put in there. Python ASMR. Shut up. Get out of here. They do not do that, do they? Really? Python ASMR. I'm going to search for that right now. Python ASMR. No way. Oh my God, you're right. You're right. They have it. I'm scared to do it because I haven't put that description in there yet. I could do that though. I could put the fair use thing in there and then play it. Here, let me see if I can do it really quick. YouTube fair use statement. Let me put that in the description of my video really quick, and then I can play it because I don't want to break any rules. I'm not trying to get banned. This statement should be placed in your video's description and should be accompanied by an explanation of why use qualifies as fair act. All rights belong to the respective owner. Okay, let me copy and paste this really quick into my video description. Copy that, edit video. Let me just put this quick note in there really quick. Okay, so I put the copyright disclaimer into my YouTube video. So now we can do it as long as we still follow the rules. Let's see here. What is C your system? Is that a console command? How do you get that little caret to do that? How'd you do that? How'd you get that little caret thingy before the C? I really, as soon as you tell me what that caret is, I'm going to play this video, this ASMR. I've got to see this. So this guy's programming Pac-Man. Hold on, I gotta turn on desktop audio. Can you guys hear that? Control C in terminal shows. Oh, okay. Okay. I was just curious. That does sound pretty good, though. That would be relaxing. That's a cool keyboard. ASMR coding. Oh, one other thing too, though, I think, is that when you are using somebody else's content with the Fair Use Act, you cannot monetize your own video. I don't really monetize many of my videos anyway, so it really wouldn't affect me anyway. My channel's too small to. I don't get enough traffic to make any money from it anyway. If it did, I could quit my job and do it full time, but that'll never happen. Look how fast he types. Holy cow. I wish I could type that fast. Oh, wait a minute. Here, let me go back 10 seconds on this. What is he using? What program? Is that like a text edit program that he's using there? Can you guys tell? Oh, god damn it. You read my mind again. It looks like he's in VS Code. It's a text editor. Installing Gen 2 ASMRs also is cool. You guys are mind readers, man. You Linux people are freaking mind readers. Because I asked the question and you guys have already answered it in chat. VS Code. Here, let's Google it really quick. Download Visual Studio Code. I was hoping they would show a picture of it on here to see if it's the right one. Let's see. Images. Yeah, that looks like it's it. Oh no, that's the that says how to install Visual Code in Ubuntu Linux. So can I so is that something that I can download? Okay, here we go. So this is like a perfect example of installing a program. Do I go to this thing and do it, or can I install VS Code through terminal? Because again, I want to get more comfortable with terminal and know how to do things in terminal, opposed to going to a website and downloading something. You type in apt install code. What would that do? Like, what's code though? Is that program? Or is there like a way to like preview it? Because I don't know what it is. I don't want to install something without knowing what it is. Visual Studio Code. Let's try. The only thing that comes up when I type in Visual Studio is something called Python 3 VSTS CD Manager. Oh, it's just called code. Okay. App search code. Okay. Here's something called code blocks. Code light. Okay, let's try terminal and apt search code. Whoa! That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't. So that searched everything with the word coded, and I take it. Let's go all the way to the top. There's something called cat code, which is a code to. It's a tool to decode and encode. Oh damn! Why didn't you say that, cat? You didn't tell me to put it in quotes. That still didn't do anything. It pretty much brought both. Is it like double quotes or single quotes, or does it matter? Yeah, it still brought up the same thing, I think. Okay. Do I need to put it in quotes? D-I-U. Nothing came up in terminal. Let's try C-O-D-I-U-M. Let's see if anything comes up. Oh, it did come up in Software Manager. It says telemetry less code editing. VS Codium combines the simplicity of a code editor with the developer's need for the core edit, build, debug cycle. I don't know what the debug cycle is. This is a telemetry-less version of Visual Studio Code packaged into a flat pack. This repackaging is not supported by Microsoft. Note, to use certain features in this Flatpak version, please see the README file. I guess that's what it looks like. So on the left-hand side, it looks like those are like all the different projects they're working on, maybe. What do you guys think? Do you think that's worth a download and to test out? Because I'll download it right now and we can test it out. I don't know any code, but we can at least download it and look at it. And hopefully by tomorrow I can write some basic code. And if you guys want, we can either install it through the download, or I'm sorry, the Software Manager or terminal. What would happen if I type that in here? Start with Nano. Okay. I'll start with Nano, but I'm kind of curious to see if we can, if you guys can walk me through the steps of installing a program through a terminal. So do I need to type in sudo first? Sudo app install vs code em. I'm not going to hit enter until you guys tell me yes or no. Because I don't want to mess this up. I mean, I would like to install it through terminal if I could, just to figure out how it works, how the whole thing, where it goes. Like after I install it, I don't know where it's going to install it to. Wait a minute. Somebody did tell me that before, though. I forget where install programs go to in Linux. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. Here we go. I typed in sudo app install and then the name. Okay, it says reading package list, building dependency, reading state information, unable to locate package vs Codium. So TrueCAD, are you talking about the regular text editor that it comes with, like this thing here? Are you talking about that? The only reason that appeals to me a little bit, this thing, is because if you see on the left-hand side, whoever this person is, it looks to me like they have access to all their files on the left-hand side. Instead of having to go to file open or go into their file system and open each file individually, they have, it looks like it's giving them access to a directory where they can see everything in the directory right from the program, which would make it a little convenient if you were switching between files, you know what I mean? And then at the top, they have tabs where, like, if you wanted to like copy and paste code from one of your other files. Oh, it's a different thing. Oh, wait a minute. TrueCAD just put in, let me clear this out. So I think I must have typed in the wrong thing. So it's just Codium. Unable to locate package Codium. Oh, I'm sorry, that was master. Fua. Sudo app install Codium came up with unable to locate package. I guess we could just install it from the software manager if we had to. It's called Flatpak. Try Flatpak. Is it Flatpak or Flat Hub? Flatpak. Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay, so you type in sudo Codium. Flatpak command not found. Oh, I'm sorry, I typed it wrong. Okay, it says looking for matches. Similar reference found for Codium in remote flat hub system. One is x86 stable, and the other one is x86 Codium Insiders. So there's one called Codium, and then there's one called Codium Insiders. Oh, I can't do that right now if I'm streaming. Here, I want to cancel that. So is it Control D? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm out of there. Well, I didn't want to go with a monster because if I have to reboot, then that would kill my stream. I just go with the regular, not insiders. Maybe I'll hold off then because there's a lot of options here. I mean, I don't really need anything that advanced. Like I said, the only reason I was considering this one is because it looks like it would be really easy to access all your files from there without having to go through your file menu or going to file open, that kind of thing. That's the only reason. I don't know the difference between any of these, to be honest. It looks like Flatpak might be configured already. Who am I? Let's see. Ah. When I type who am I, it just tells me. Oh, so it's like PWD, but it's just telling me what like account I'm on. Type uname A. I don't know what any of that means, except I know what Linux and Linux Mint is. I guess that's the version of Linux Mint. 6.14.0. Ubuntu, SMP, and then the date. Get ready to press Control C. Why? All right, screw it. Let's just go ahead and install it through Software Manager and see what happens. Oh, wait a minute. There's a thing up there where it says install. It also says Flatpak, Flat Hub. So it says Linux Mint system. System packages are managed by your Linux distribution and use shared library and resources. They are safe, small, and stable. They receive bug fixes and security updates, but newer versions. And then it says for Flatpak, Flatpaks are maintained and updated directly by their owner with no control from the Linux distribution. They usually provide the most up-to-date version. They take more disk space. Their security is not guaranteed by your Linux distribution, but by the Flatpak maintainer. It's essential you trust the maintainer before installing a Flatpak. Monster said FlatHub is a software store for applications called Flatpaks. So, is there like a website for that? Let's see. FlatHub. Apps for Linux. There you go. Hold on, I gotta write this down too because I didn't know that. So flathub.org. So that kind of brings me to a question: is if I download something from FlatHub and install it, if I want to check when I run sudo app update or upgrade or whichever one, will it upgrade or update the app that I install? If I were to install an app from FlatHub, would terminal when I run the upgrade or whatever, would it update those apps too, or is it just the apps that I download through terminal or through the software manager? I just don't want to get into a situation where if I were to download an app from like FlatHub or somewhere else, oh, APT does not manage Flatpaks. So how would you, if there was like an update or a security thing that I needed to update for a Flatpak, how do you upgrade or update that software? Or can you? I mean, there's got to be a way. I guess you would have to go to FlatHub. Oh, sudo Flatpak update. Okay, hold on. Let me write that down. Sudo Flatpak update. Okay. So do you guys think it's safer to just download it? Because it gives you two options. Like when I'm in the I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm probably overthinking it way too much. It gives you the option to install it through Mint or Flatpak. So Flatpak is an application that runs in a container. So it's isolated in terms of privileges. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Let's just click install and see what happens. Okay. It says additional software will be installed. This will take a look at the list of changes below. 1.2 gigs will be downloaded in total. 3.8 gigs more disk space will be used. org.freedomdesktop.skdk local and org.freedesktop.skdk. That seems like a lot of space for our application. 1.2 gigs to download and 3.8 gigs of disk space required. Oh, installing Flatpak from the command line is the same as from FlatHub. Okay. See, that's crazy to me that you can do that from the command line. That just seems wild. But it seems like everything that I do from the command line is way faster. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, obviously, like removing files, making directories and stuff like that from the command line is instant. It's really fast. But when I have to do it with like pointing my mouse and everything like that, that just seems like a slower method. It also seems like when I run update, it's a lot faster doing it through command line than it is through, like if I go through the software manager or whatever to do the updates. Hey, what's going on there? I'm not sure how to say your name. Gwenpen? Gwenpen? Welcome, though. We're just trying to teach this old noob how to. I switched over to Linux a few weeks ago, and I'm learning. And these guys have been awesome to me so far. They've been really nice and helpful. And I have one page of notes so far of stuff that they've taught me, and I'm getting ready to start my second page of notes. We've learned about how to get into Python, how to exit Python, how to create directories, how to delete files, all the basic stuff. I wonder how you guys found me on YouTube. Like, I wonder how, I don't know really how, I just started streaming. All I did was put in a title of the video, and I think literally I just put the title in the description, and that's all I put in there. I didn't put any like tags or anything like that. But thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Like I said, I've learned a ton just in the little bit of time we've been on here tonight. Eventually my goal is to take this course on Python and learn how to do that. That's my goal. I'm going to try to start that either tonight or tomorrow. But I wasn't sure where to write the code, and these folks have like really helped me out. I got a lot of options now. I got Nano that I can use. I have the regular text editor, and then we also have this other program that we're fixing to install really quick. Let's go ahead and continue and install that really fast. Oh my gosh, really? It suggested my channel, because usually when I'm streaming is like weather related stuff, like tornado watches, hurricanes, typhoons, that kind of thing. But now that the weather season's really calmed down, I'm gonna be doing a lot more tech stuff, mainly Linux, because that's where I'm kind of like headed, is down the Linux direction. I haven't used Windows in years, so I can't really speak on that anymore, but I'm pretty much switched over from Mac OS. And a lot of this is very familiar as far as the way it kind of works. But now that I've been able to got a little bit into the terminal, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with it now. You watch mostly programming content. Can you suggest any good channels, Monster, for programming stuff? Because I really want, like I said, I'm a total noob. I can't get into like the hard stuff yet. But do you know of any channels that are good for like beginners trying to get into JavaScript and Python? I don't dare touch like C++ or ++ or whatever. I know that's, from what I've heard, that's like much harder than Python and Java, but if you guys are interested in this stuff and you think there's an audience out there, I'll stream Linux stuff every night. Shoot. Because the more that I stream, the more that I learn, and I'm totally down for suggestions. Mike Shaw. I'm gonna write that down. If we can get an audience going with the whole Linux thing, I've done it on my weather channel before, where I've done co-ops with other YouTube channels where I'll get people on from other channels. I have no problems reaching out to other content creators and having them on my channel. I love doing it because everybody loves C+ and C or C++. That's why I really love the Linux community so far. For the 2 or 3 weeks that I've been messing with it, is that everybody really seems willing to help out. I've been like in some other communities that I work in, like with the weather and stuff like that. It kind of seems like there's like an ego thing out there, like they kind of have like an attitude like, oh, I might know a little bit more than you and therefore I'm better or whatever. But it really seems like in the Linux community, it's kind of like everybody's very willing to help out people, especially like me, who are just learning and want to learn more about Linux, and not just learn more about Linux, but to be able to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish, like learning how to code and those kind of things. I don't necessarily need to be like a super user or Linux, know it all or anything like that. I just need to be able to do the things that I need to do. I don't need to know everything about it. As long as I accomplish like being able to use my weather maps, being able to use my weather programs, being able to learn coding and stuff like that. That's what I really need, the knowledge for. But along the way, if I can pick up other pointers like the stuff that y'all have been teaching me tonight, hopefully maybe one day I can pass that knowledge along to somebody else who's in the same position I am right now, where I'm having to learn like baby steps and doing the most simplest things. I don't know. Do y'all agree with that? Y'all think the community is pretty helpful? I mean, I think so. I think the community is very, very helpful and willing to teach people. I haven't run into like anything that's been the opposite of that. The best Python course on the planet, in your opinion, is Harvard CS50P. It's completely free. Holy cow! Hold on, I gotta write that down. It's just Harvard. Harvard CS50P. Well, I'll be checking that one out tonight for sure. Let me write that down. And it's free. Nice. I think I actually watched the course, one of those Harvard free courses on YouTube about something atmospheric dynamics or something like that. It was totally weather related, so that's why I was watching it. But it was pretty cool. It was like a 5-video series that they offered for free on YouTube. Okay, so I think this thing's downloaded. Let me see where to install it. Let's go to VS. It installed it under accessories. Let me minimize the terminal here and close this. So here we go. This is what this one looks like. It says if you have issues, go to github.com/flathub.com for issues. And of course, I don't know what I'm doing yet as far as coding, so I'm not going to mess with it, but I do want to view. There we go. Okay. Perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. Because now what you can do, instead of having to go to, oh wow, it brought up, what am I looking at, guys? Is that my root folder? MIT open courseware called Introduction to Computer Science Using Python. Oh my God, that's awesome. Hold on, let me write that down. MIT open courseware. Introduction to Computer Science. Using Python. That is the root folder I'm looking at. Okay. So I probably don't want to mess with that, right? I probably want to like go to like my documents and create a folder in documents maybe called coding. So let me go to terminal since I'm learning to do this. Let's go to CD documents. I think documents. And then make dir and call it coding, maybe. and then ls and make sure that's in there. Okay, Colton. So the blue one is a directory. The white ones are files, right? So now I have that. So let's go to cd coding. And there should be nothing in there. Perfect. Folders that start with a dot are hidden. Okay. To see all installed Flatpaks, Flatpak list --app. Okay, let's try that. If I type it wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just learning this, so sometimes my syntax or whatever is off. Oh, I'm sorry. See, I spelled it wrong already. Hold on 1 second. I did that before. There we go. Okay, Flatpak so far, OBS Studio is the only one that I recognize. Oh, Speech Note. I did download that one. Oh, okay, so I recognize all three of these. All right. OBS Studio, Codium, and Speech Note. Speech Note's the one that I use to do text to speech, I think. I think we did that. Hold on. And then LSA. Yeah. LSA. Oops. LSA, not LAS. What the heck am I doing wrong? Too many arguments. All right. I'm doing something wrong. Let's see. LSA to view anything that begins with a dot. Okay, I messed up somewhere along the way here. Okay, so there's Flatpak list -app. I think that's good though, just doing that. Because I can see the version number and everything like that. I just got to figure out how to spell these things correctly. Oh. Flatpak list --app ls-a. Oh, wow. Look at that. LSA only works with the ls command. Okay. Okay, let me try it that way. I didn't know you could put that and sign in there. Whoa, that's crazy. I had no idea you could do that. Hold on. Let me clear it and do it again. The double ands mean you're going to run another command. No way. You can run two at the same time? So technically, those are two separate commands. Hold on, I gotta write this down. You guys are getting deep in here. Hold on. Hold on, because I know I won't remember that. So let's put an example on here for the Flatpak. Flatpak, and then you type list space --app, and then the two and signs. Wait a minute. Do you put two and signs or do you put just one and sign? Or does it matter? I don't know what the abbreviation is for and. I can't draw that. Hold on. ls dash lsa. When you're going grep in pipe, you can string as many commands. No way. You could like. I had no idea. Regular expressions. That's a rabbit hole and a half. Two ands. Okay, so I need to put two of those. I don't know how to draw that though. You can run as many commands as you like, separated by two ands. You can also save them to a text file. Make that file runnable and run. No way. How in the world did you guys figure that out? Guys, don't make him suffer with regex. That's a hell within itself. Oh man, I don't even want to know. Yeah, this is, I mean, I've used command line for like a few days now, but nothing compared. This is crazy what y'all are showing me. That's why I have this brand new shiny notebook that I picked up at the Walmart today so I could take all these notes. Because there's no way I can remember all this. There's just no way. This is awesome though. I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, taking your time out to show me and teach me this stuff is just, it's crazy. It's so, I mean, because I'm learning a lot more than watching the videos, because in the videos sometimes reading y'all in chat is a lot easier than watching the videos, because y'all are like typing it out exactly how I need to do it. Man followed by command name will display me. Okay, I do know that one thing. I do know about the man. I don't use it enough, but oops, what did I just do? Oh crap, I forgot. What do I do to get out of this? And why did I even get into that? Why did I get into the root? When I ran that command, for some reason it put me into root. Run nano, and that creates a, oh my gosh, dude, I'm gonna have to go back and read this chat. That is like such good information. Okay, exit. The created file is then saved in that current directory. Additionally, if you forget which directory you're in, run pwd. To exit, run type exit. Yeah, I did. I put EXIT, but I'm still there. To exit, root type exit. I am. If you want to exit SU, no, I'm still there. SU, exit. Nothing takes me out of root. I thought maybe like CD and then my name. Oh, SU Dan. Aha, there we go. I didn't put it all together. Sorry about that. My bad. Y'all were typing it all. I just didn't put it together. Oh, man. All right, let me write that down too. SU Dan will bring me back to my directory, I guess, or my folder. Yeah, no joke. I'm literally going to go back and watch chat tomorrow, because I know I didn't write down every single command that y'all told me, because that double and thing is freaking awesome. I had no idea you could do that. I always thought like, well, why do you have to keep typing out every single time? Like for the example, the flat pack list, it's kind of that way it saves you time and shows you everything in a list. I mean, to y'all, that's probably like no big deal, but to me, that's like freaking awesome to be able to do that. Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird? What that was really strange, because all I did was run a command, that flat pack list command. And then when I got out of it, it sent me into root for some reason. which is kind of weird. I figured it would just throw me back to my directory. Oh, that's true. I didn't put sudo in front of it. Maybe that's why. Exclamation, exclamation will run the previous command. No way. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. I got to write this one down too. Oh man. And then control D to exit. Okay, see, that's what it is. When I run that and I hit control D to get out of it, it automatically puts exit in terminal and shoots me to the root directory. So, and then to get back out, I have to type su dan. The goal of running Linux for me is to get away. Well, one, I was, to give you a little history about it, um, for my history, it was DOS, Windows, back in the day. And then about 10 years ago, I went to Mac OS. And the reason I wanted to go to Linux, personally for me, I know everybody has their own reasons, is one, is I was told by some friends that it's a little bit more secure, but also you have a lot more control over what you want to do. And two is that the applications or slash programs or whatever are open source to where if one day I do learn the coding part of it, is that I can go in and use other people's ideas, like their programs, and improve upon them. Like for in game for me, honestly, is because I cover the weather and I'm using a lot of programs that are tapping into radar and satellite imagery, is I want to be able to incorporate those radars and satellites and put them into a website and to a live stream where I can show everything. Like for example, my website is weatherzone401.com. My goal is to be able to let people go to my website, type in their zip code, hit search, and it would automatically bring up their local radar and satellite imagery for their area. Also, pull information from the National Weather Service or the Storm Prediction Center and bring that information on the screen for them just by typing in their zip code, basically. And there's no website out there currently that I'm aware of that can do that. There are websites out there where you can type in your zip code and it'll give you your forecast and if there's any weather notifications like a tornado warning, a tornado watch, a hurricane, something like that. But there's nothing out there that would bring up the actual radar imagery or the satellite. And that's what I want, is for people to be able, who live in remote areas like I do, that don't have, literally where I live, we don't have TV news. We don't have the local news for here is like 200 miles away and they don't cover our weather here. So that's kind of like a long drawn out thing, but I really wish I could draw a picture of what I'm trying to create. I have it in my mind, but I don't know how to put it on paper. I know what I want to create, but I don't know how to create it. And I know through using the applications in Linux and learning to code, financially, I couldn't do it on any other operating system because the software that I'm using on Linux right now has been 100% free, you know. If I had to buy all the software that I've downloaded in the last year, there's no way that I could afford it. There's no way. Absolutely no way. And I can run Linux on machines that are older and it runs pretty fast. Like I have a really old desktop computer behind me. Probably from around 2015. So it's right at 10 years old, and it doesn't. It came with Windows originally. It doesn't run it. It can't even run Windows anymore. So it was just kind of like collecting dust in the closet, and that was the first computer. I downloaded Ubuntu, I think it is how you pronounce it, on a USB drive. I stuck it into the USB drive. I rebooted the computer into the BIOS, changed it to boot from the USB, and it ran perfectly. It doesn't. It's not slow. There's no problems with the graphics. There's nothing wrong with it. So basically, that 10-year-old computer is like a brand new computer now. And I couldn't, well, one, I couldn't install Mac OS on it anyway. And Windows, it could not run Windows anymore. You couldn't run Windows 11 on it. There's no way. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You know, I couldn't do, like, basically what I'm doing right now on the older computer. That older computer to me was dead. There was nothing I could run on it anymore. I mean, maybe a older version of Windows may have run on it, but what was the point? I couldn't access the internet with that older version of Windows anyway because they aren't providing security updates or anything like that. So I wouldn't dare get on, the internet with it. And what's the point? I need to get on the internet to do what I'm doing. So that's where Linux, comes in. No, I don't even know what wine is. Well, the funny thing there is, Monster. Back in 2000, I think it was. You guys probably weren't even born then, but back in 2000, I was in college. I had just gotten out of the military, and I was taking some just general, computer classes at the local community college. And this kid had this laptop, and he was running Linux on it. And I didn't know what the hell Linux was. And I was like, "What are you running, man?" I said, "Is that like some kind of like, repackaging of Windows to make it look like that?" And he was like, "No, man, it's Linux." And it turns out that it was SUSE, SUSE, or Susie or SUSE. And I was like, "How can you put that on my computer?" And he was like, "Nah, you don't want it, man." He's like, "You can't." There wasn't a lot of things that you could do with it at the time. He said, as far as the programs I was using like Adobe Dreamweaver back then. I was using all the Adobe products, Flash, and everything like that. And I don't think they ran on Linux at that time. So I never ended up installing it, but that was like my first exposure to Linux. Wine is not an emulator, it's a compatibility layer for Windows programs. No way. So you install Wine and then you can run Windows applications inside of that, sort of like how an emulator works. How would I don't really have any Windows programs that I need to run. I just heard that the other day, Pin, that I didn't know that meant was came from Ubuntu, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I apologize for that, but I watched a couple of videos the other day about different distributions or distros, and they were explaining sort of like where things came from. It was pretty interesting, you know. I didn't know Ubuntu came from how do you pronounce it, Debian or Debian? And I didn't know. Like I was like if you go to my website, because I started putting a few articles on there because I am trying. The way I'm kind of like a visual learner. Like when I type things, that's how I learn. So that's why I take a lot of notes. So like when y'all see me writing down what y'all type in chat, that's why I do it because that's how I learn. So like so here's my website that I use for the weather stuff. Let me pull it up really quick. But I use it as a learning tool for me because, like I said, I'm a visual learner, and like the more I type it, is how I learn, like writing things down and typing it. So what I started doing to help myself learn is create web pages. And so I created a web page on Linux, Unix. Not necessarily for other people to use me. If other people find it and learn something from it, that's awesome. But mainly I made it to help me learn because I don't learn like everybody else where I can just like listen to somebody talk and learn. I actually have to write it down and see it, or, touch it or feel it with my hands and do it. So I type everything down. So I just created these pictures through AI pretty much, and then just wrote articles about all the stuff that I was trying to learn. And that's how I figured knew that Mint, you know, eventually came from Ubuntu, and Ubuntu came from Debian or however you pronounce it. So I just started making web pages to help me learn. And I know you guys probably know all this stuff. This is like elementary to y'all. But no, I didn't draw any of these. Sometimes what I do is I go into AI and I'll say, show me a picture of something. Like right here I say, show me a picture of Linus. And then I tell AI to redo it into a pencil sketch. And then I download it. And there's a program that I use on my tablet called something. I forget the name of the program, but I download it into there, and then I just use my pencil, my I don't know what it's called, a tablet pencil, and then I can go in and touch it up and make changes to it. Like, say for example, if like on that little screen right there that Linus is looking at didn't say Linux, I could go in and edit it and put Linux in there myself. And that's usually what I do, is I go in and put the little details in there. So like if y'all are ever interested in checking anything out or correcting any mistakes that I made, if you go to the sitemap, y'all can like see all the different ones. Like I was learning about the ls terminal commands the other night. So I actually posted on the website a screenshot of my own personal one. I don't know if I should have done that or not. I was just like doing the very basic stuff like ls-l, ls-la. But now that I know that you can do all this crazy stuff that I learned tonight from y'all, where can you find a place where I can actually find the weather? Well, one, you can watch my stream, my live streams, and whenever like a serious weather event is fixing to happen, I'll be on live and covering it. But if you just want a website that you can go to, the one that I would recommend is the National Weather Service, and I'll pull it up here for you now. Go to like if it's a storm coming. You can go to the Storm Prediction Center, which is just spc.noaa.gov, and you can see any major events occurring or any warnings that are out there. Currently, there aren't any warnings. Like if you look up there on my TV screen up there, y'all probably can't see it from here, but I have a weather radar going 24/7. And I'm constantly watching the radar. So basically what I can do is I can do anything. Like if y'all see like the Weather Channel or Fox Weather or your local news, I have access to all the same stuff they do. I can look at any radar. I can look at any satellite stuff. Like for example, let me minimize this really. Well, actually, let me bring it up. This is sort of like what my stream looks like sometimes. If there's nothing major going on, if there's something major going on, I'll be zoomed into that town. Like for example, say you lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and there was a tornado coming from towards you. I would literally have Tulsa, Oklahoma pulled up, and I will show you exactly where that tornado is at that moment, and I can tell you exactly where it's going, for the most part. It's not exact, but I can get it pretty damn close. I'm pretty accurate when it comes to that. But like, this is sort of like what I do sometimes when there's nothing specific going on in the weather, is that I'll bring up my dashboard, which is just this right here. So like when you come to my stream, if there's nothing major going on, this is what you'll see. Hold on, let me pull this up. Now you can't see my camera right now because this is up, but oh no, you can't see my camera, I guess. So that's what you'll see on my stream sometimes, is this right here, and that way you can see in the top left hand corner, that's radar. The one right below it, that's satellite, obviously. So I have the continental U.S. on the ones on the left, along with Canada on the bottom, and then I have Hawaii, and Alaska, Canada, Mexico at the bottom, and then I have a short range forecast, and then in the bottom right hand corner is what is the Weather Prediction Center. And if there was something like a warning area, like a tornado warning area, it would be highlighted. But right now, everything's pretty calm. We're getting into the season where we're not going to be seeing anything major or anything like that. But to use my website, I don't even know what I use. I think it's WordPress. It's just some basic thing that my provider provided. I don't know how to really do websites, so I just use something really basic. But yeah, if you ever have any questions about weather or anything like that, or you're interested or have any questions, feel free to just shoot me a message, or you can join us on Discord. My Discord I don't have the link in the description right now for my Discord, but I normally do. I just kind of threw this video up really fast. Let me, I'll put that link in there for you really fast. Let me, I don't even know if I saved it. Let's see. Let me go to documents, and then, nope, I don't have it on there. What I can do though is put it in there from another one, the Discord link. I'll just copy and paste it from one of my other video descriptions really quick. Let me pull up I had a stream this morning that I was testing out some stuff on. I can just copy and paste it from there. I'll put all my links in there, all my social media stuff. Copy. And I can just paste this right in here. So if you need it, you can just hit the refresh button on YouTube. And when you go to the video description, now I'll have all my links in there for like X, Discord. I don't really use anything else. I'll have my website on there. I don't really use Pinterest or Instagram. I have an account for it, but I don't use it. So I think I have a link to the Facebook page maybe, but again, I don't really use Facebook. We pretty much communicate all over Discord. Everybody who like uses the channel or contributes or follows or whatever. Your brain is the best AI. Right on, man. That I was testing out some stuff on. I can just. So yeah, I haven't really done a whole lot to my website yet. This is the only stuff that I really have on there. Most of it's weather related, of course, but now that I'm getting into Linux, I'm putting in the Linux stuff. I think I did write an article. Well, I didn't write the article. AI kind of helped me with it, with the article on the Linux, and then here's the article on the Linux kernel that I was doing research on right here. I don't really understand much of it at all, to be honest with you. I just had to research all of it. Most of the information that I got was from that one book, the Linux slash Unix. I don't know if it's called Encyclopedia or a Bible. I can't remember which one it is. But I have it on my e-reader, and I just read the book the other night. Again, I only understood about 5% of it, but I took notes as I was going through it and just put together some key points. So if you guys do end up looking at the website and seeing something on there that's a mistake, please message me like on Discord or something and let me know what mistakes I made so I can go in and change it. This is what I kind of thought was interesting, was like some of the history of the operating system or the kernel. And what's the other, they call it Linux slash GNU. So is Linux actually an operating system, or is Linux just the kernel? I think Linux is just the kernel, and GNU is like the shell, I guess. Does that make sense to y'all? Does that sound right? So Linux is just the kernel. You mean like the dashes on the website? Take those out? GNU is the software that runs on the kernel. So like basically everything. So the kernel is like managing all the stuff like the CPU, memory, all that stuff, and then GNU is like um, I guess having to do with like the graphic interface and other stuff. I'm not really sure. So this is kind of like why I wanted to learn. This is kind of like why I wanted to learn the programming stuff, like the JavaScript and the. I want to get into the Python. Is like if you look at the home. This is a good example. Like if you look at the homepage of my website, all this is I've put into the code to pull this information from the National Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center. So, like, if you look at my webpage, it always has the most current information, and I don't have to like go in there and code it or anything like that. I'm not like uploading these. What do I call them? Radar images and satellite images. It's always updating. Like for example, when the National Weather Service or the Storm Prediction Center updates their radar, it automatically pulls it into my website, like automatically. Like if you look at the times and the dates, it's accurate. It's up to the second accurate. Um, but I need to take it a step further. I want a user-friendly website where people can go and type in their zip code, their address, their town, their state, whatever they want to put in, and it give them almost like a street level view of their radar and pull it from a program that I'm running And I know I wouldn't be able to do that right now. I won't be able to do that until I have my own personal server or use somebody else's server to run my software on. And for them to be able to use that from home or from maybe a cell phone or a tablet or something like that. That's why I'm trying to get into the coding side of it and use Linux to do it, because I wouldn't be able to write those programs in anything else but Linux, from what I understand, and make it free to everybody to use. I'm not trying to make any money off of it. I just want to provide the software, the service, the information to anybody who wants to use it. I don't believe in having to go to the App Store and download an app for $20 just to find out if there's a dangerous situation coming to your house. Because where I live at, that's what you have to do, is you have to pay for the information. There's no news here. We're out in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? There's more cows than there are people, for example. And we have a lot of people killed out here every year, you know, because of the weather. And the people just don't know that it's coming, the bad weather. So I want to create something free that people can download on their phone or on the web that they can access. Django, which is the Python web framework. Let me Google that really quick. Oh, I missed that message from Penn. So there's the Linux kernel, System D, Wayland, KWin, Plasma 6, KDE Plasma, Flatpak apps, Heroic Bottles, PyCharm, Steam. So is that the order of it? Here, I'm gonna Google Django really quick. I hope it doesn't give me the movie. Let's see. DJNGO Python web framework. Says Django makes it easier to build better web app. Oh, more quickly and with less code. Django is a high-level Python web framework that encourages rapid development and clean, pragmatic design. Built by an experienced developer, it takes care of much of the hassle of web development, so you can focus on writing your app without needing to reinvent the wheel. It's free and open source. No way. Ridiculously fast, reassuringly secure, exceedingly scalable. Let me bookmark this really quick. So is that like an offshoot of Python, I guess? The only JavaScript that I've messed with is that one file that I use on my dashboard for when I'm streaming weather. I don't know how to write it. I take existing JavaScript and modify it. That's all I do. I want to be able to write my own script though. I want to know what everything means. I don't understand most of it. I just go in and modify what they tell me to make it look the way I want it to look. Is Craigslist still a thing? I haven't seen Craigslist in years. I used to use it back in the early 2000s to buy like computer parts and stuff. That's about it. The stack is Linux kernel, System D, Wayland. I don't know what Wayland is yet. KDE / GNOME, which is the desktop environment. Your Flatpaks / Steam is apps, is an example of the Linux stack. Let me screenshot that really quick. That's what you wrote it pretty much exactly the way I. Now that I remember, that's the exact same thing that was in that book that I was reading the other day. I'm pretty sure that's the same exact way it was in the book. Except you did it better because you actually put the word display, desktop environment and stuff. Because I didn't. The book was really difficult to understand for somebody who's a newbie at Unix and Linux. I didn't know what flat paks were. I knew what the KDE was, but I didn't know what Wayland was, and I didn't know what System D is. I didn't know any of that stuff, so the book was very confusing for somebody who was new to it. Anyway, I should say. What what version of Linux do you guys use? I think one person put in chat that they were using Arch earlier, but I wasn't sure what anybody else was running. Hey guys, I need to go grab some more Mountain Dew. I'll be right back. Before I go though, I use Void Linux. You should never ask this. LOL. Is that taboo in the Linux community? Is that like asking like I don't want to ask somebody a personal question before you open floodgates? Oh, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. People will start debating which one's better. I don't have an opinion, anybody. I just use what I'm using because it's what I downloaded. I don't know anything different, so don't beat me down too hard for being a newbie. Anyhow, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a Mountain Dew. All right. I got some more Mountain Dew and I'm ready to go again. All right. So tonight, so far, I have a page and a half of notes of all these cool terminal commands that I've learned. And I've learned about FlatHub and how to download and update apps through FlatHub and the terminal. I've learned how to get into use the sudo command and how to get back into my home directory. And I have some really good resources so far. That Mike Shaw channel, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, SHAH, that teaches the C and C++. Also the Harvard CS50P class that's free on YouTube. Definitely going to check that out. The MIT open source intro to computer science using Python. That looks like a really good resource that I'm going to use. I'm probably going to watch that video tonight. I don't, it's probably like a lot, but I'll probably be able to watch like a half an hour of it because I got to go to bed soon. I got to be at work in the morning, but I'm going to be watching some of these videos at work. I know that's for sure. On some of these how-to things. What else? Linux is a registered trademark of Linus Torvalds in the US and other countries. Yeah, I'm definitely Monster. Show me how to do it, man. I don't even know what I need to do, but I will do it. I've got that one thing here, but I don't know how to use it yet. I'm gonna have to watch some videos on that. I guess once I watch the tutorial of, I bookmarked the first class on YouTube for the Python, and then I think this guy has like 20 videos on a playlist that I'm gonna watch. And then I'm gonna start checking out the Harvard free class and the MIT open course class. You can do it in terminal? Awesome. All right, let me bring that up really quick. Move this out of the way. All right, let me clear this out. Let me see where I'm at. This will create a Python file named hello and open it in Nano. Okay, I'm ready. Whoops. I did learn the other day that those are called pipes. That's all I know. Or if that's LL, I don't know. But I did learn that that right there is called a pipe. I don't know what it's used for yet. Oh, it says syntax error. Oh, wait a minute. Did I do that right? What did I do wrong? See, I've already messed up. Hey, I'm totally down with it. Let's do it. In the terminal, pipe is used to send output of one command to input the following command. *send. So why did I get a syntax error for hello? I thought I had done that before and it worked, but I'm not sure why I got an error on that. Did I type it in wrong? See, it keeps giving me... Oh, wait a minute. See, I keep getting a syntax error. Right now, you are in terminal, not in Python file. The guy mentioned in trying to write raw Python. Oh, so I need to be in Python? Okay. There we go. I got it. Thank you. One and only. So that's what I messed up on. I was supposed to be in Python and doing it. Oh, exit out of Python? But now he wants you to make it a file. So to get out of here, I just type exit or Control D. And then do I go into Nano? And I'm guessing print. That's okay. Mine are lagging too. I don't know what's up with my stream. I don't, like I said, I don't have a very good, I don't have a video card really. I'm just using the processor. So my stream is probably lagging big time. It's probably all on my end. It's not on your end. It's my equipment just isn't that great. So now that I've wrote it in Nano, I guess I should save it. So maybe Control X and then save, and we'll just call this hello file. Okay, there's the hello file. And then Linux is case sensitive. P and P are not the same character. Okay. I didn't know that. I did know that when I was changing directories though. So maybe I did know a little bit. Let's see. Oh, .py. Okay, let me go back to... How do I open that hello file again? Shoot. My typing is terrible. Um. So I'm back in Nano. How do I open it? The hello file. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh no, what happened? Oh, there it is. Okay. It didn't save it though. So type in print. What did we put? Hello world? Okay, and then I save that as a py file. Okay, so then now that I have the test underscore file dot py, you just made a new file still without the py extension. Tab key and terminal will autocomplete for you. Okay, so now do I do test file dot py? Or do I need to be in Python? What am I doing? Okay, there we go. So is this where I run test underscore file dot py? Oh, okay. Hold on. I messed up. Okay. Now say Python 3 file name. Ah! No, exit out of Python. Trace back most recent to last tab. Here's the part where P is not P. Print with lowercase p. Oh, darn it. Okay, so I need to go back into Nano and change that. Nano test file. See, it didn't save it. It didn't save the text in there. Print. Okay, I'm going to stop until you tell me. I type print hello world in Nano. The file name is text underscore file. So I'm not going to do anything else until you tell me what to do. I'm assuming that I Command X, hit yes, and save it .py. But I'm not sure. Okay, so save, Control X, save, yes, .py. Now save it with a Py extension. Okay. File name, okay, so it's test underscore file dot py. Save file under different name, yes. Yes. Okay, it's showing up there, test underscore file dot py. Now what do? Do I get a Python and then the file name? It worked! It worked! Woohoo! It worked. So did I just write my first program? Is that my first one? Did I do it right? That's my first program file, right? My first Python? Yay, I did it. Woohoo! History has been made. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I just got to remember to type it right. Use like, know that print is lowercase p, and I just need to make sure all my syntax is right. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Now we do exclamation pipe grep hello. What in the world? Python 2 and Python 3 are very different. Okay, so what am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to create another? Am I going into Nano for that? And type, let's see, am I typing this? Again, I'm not going to do anything until you tell me to save it. Oh, from terminal. Okay. X. No. Okay, from terminal, type in grep hello. I did it wrong. Sorry. I forgot to put the space. Nano. Why is the word nano in there? Whoa, what just happened? Can you type a play? Oh. Oh, exclamation, exclamation in this case is nano, not Python 3 command. So when I type that into the command line, exclamation pipe, hello, it opened up nano. Without quotes in terminal. Oh, hold on. Okay. Let me exit out. What in the world? Hold on. Oh, hold on. I forgot to put the exclamation. Really? Python test file .py, right? .py. Oh, I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Python not found. Did you mean Python 3? Okay. Using question mark is not making it any more clear. So I tried. See, it works when I put Python 3, but it doesn't work when I just put Python for some reason. Oh, sometimes there's an alias defined. Okay, before I go to bed, let me try this one more time. Let's do something else. Let's go. Okay, so runs previous thing you had in terminal. If your previous thing was incorrect, it would just repeat the incorrect thing. Oh, I get it. Okay, so if I messed up the first time, and okay, I see what you're saying. So let me see if I can remember. Let's see if I can do this differently now. Let's run nano. And then let's just say, so print, thank you all, and save this as pi. Whoops. X. Yes. And we'll just call this one thanks dot pi. And then Python 3 thanks dot pi. Oh, what did I do wrong? Damn it. Oh, wait a minute. Did it work? Well, it kind of worked. It said file name Dan thanks pi line 1 print thank you all. You forgot the okay. Damn it. So I need to put the quotes around this. The file name. Is that what I need to do? Damn it, what did I do? Hold on. Oh, I'm still doing it wrong. You're missing the parentheses. I didn't think I had to do that. Oh, you mean when I'm in nano. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get this. I'm determined. Wait a minute. X. It changed colors that time. It changed it to yellow. That's weird. It didn't do that before. Oh, probably because I did it wrong. It says permission denied. Make at least 2 words big, otherwise you can't grep. Type CD. Wait a minute. It's green because you specify you are writing Python. Go to the home directory by typing cd. Okay, so I need to get out of here. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, so I should have it right now because P is small. I'm guessing. Damn it. Yeah. All right, sorry guys. I am such a dummy at this. But I think I got it right. That it worked that time. So I need to write that down. I need to put the brackets, I guess, around the quotes. So print. I don't know if there needs to be a space after print. Do I need to put a space after that? Holy cow. You guys are awesome. And then I got to remember to save file name.py. I can't believe I got to learn how to write my first Python code. That would have taken me like a year to figure out on my own. You guys rock, man. Thank you so much. Promise me you guys will come back because I'm going to do this like every night now. I'm going to start putting all this stuff that you guys are teaching me onto the website, like how to help me remember how to do it. Because like I said, I'm not very good at remembering things. That's why I write everything down. Whoops, what did I do? Uh-oh. There we go. That's why I write everything down, and that's why I put it on the website, because I forget things. And unless I do it enough times, I won't remember. No space is necessary. Python is not white space agnostic like C is. Okay, so it doesn't matter either way. Right on. So we accomplished something awesome tonight. You guys taught a total noob how to write his first, I guess you call it program or script. I don't know what you call it. My first Python program. Even though it was like really simple to you guys, that's like big, big stuff. All right, guys, make sure you come back because this is our first Linux stream. And we're going to see how far we can come, or I can come, from writing my first Python program. Let's see how we make out over the next month, see how far I can come. So we'll remember this as stream 1 for Linux, and let's see where it goes from there. Maybe we'll create something awesome. With all of us working together, I'm sure we could do something really cool. So thank you guys again so much. You guys made my day. And thank you for teaching me all these notes. I'm going to keep these right here on my desk, and I'm going to keep Googling them and adding to them. And thank you so much for the links. I'm going to check out that Harvard or MIT courses online, and that mic page with the C stuff. But we will try that double pipe on the next stream. I don't think my brain could take too much more tonight. That's I'm on information overload right now. I'm gonna have to absorb all this, but I'll be ricing Arch Linux by I don't know anything about Arch. I mean, I would like to learn more about it because it looked really cool in that one lady stream when she was using it. I'll put a link on the next stream. I'll put a link to her channel in the description so you guys can check out what I'm talking about. She was doing some really cool stuff in Arch. I don't know what she was doing, but it looks super cool. And one of the most awesome things that I learned tonight, I am going to type in before I go. Right there. To me, that's the most awesome thing. I mean, the Python thing is cool too because I learned how to code something, but that one little command right there is awesome. Oh, when you rice, it means you customize. Okay. Well, you guys will have, I don't know if I can do that because this is the only operating system that I have on my computer now. So I don't know if you can have two, and I don't even know if I want to get into that. Maybe at some point, oh, you know what I should do is maybe install that on that 10-year-old computer I got. I don't know if it would work or not. I could download Arch and put it on that really old computer and see what happens. Wow. I'm so happy. Thank you guys very, very much. We're going to do this again tomorrow night. I don't know what time I'll be on, but if you guys subscribe, just make sure you got the notification. And also, if you're on our Discord, I know on our Discord, as soon as I start a stream, it sends a message to Discord. And if you have Discord installed or whatever, it sends you a notification. Because sometimes I know YouTube notifications don't go out. Sometimes people send me messages saying, hey, dude, you streamed last night. I didn't get a notification. I'm like, well, I couldn't help it. YouTube didn't send it out. But anyhow, thank you guys again so much. And this was awesome. I will be on tomorrow night. Y'all have a great night. Thank you again. See ya.